My 8-year-old daughter looked at my ex-wife, then at my girlfriend, and said something that made 3 adults go completely silent. You don't have to compete. For a moment none of us moved. Because the strange part wasn't what she said. The strange part was that an 8-year-old had just explained something 3 grown adults hadn't figured out yet. The moment happened in a park on a warm Saturday afternoon. But the truth is, it started earlier that morning in my kitchen. Claire was standing at the counter pouring coffee when she asked the question. Do you think Renee will feel comfortable with me being around Maya? I leaned against the fridge. That's why we're meeting today, I said. After the divorce, Renee and I had agreed on one thing very early. Anyone who became part of Maya's life should meet both of us. Not for permission. For respect. For stability. Because when a child lives between 2 homes, the adults don't get the luxury of pretending the other world doesn't exist. Claire understood that better than anyone. She nodded slowly. That makes sense. Then she smiled a little. I just want Maya to feel like her world makes sense. That was Claire. She never tried to replace anyone. She just tried to make room. On the drive to the park, Maya sat in the back seat kicking her sneakers lightly against the seat. Why are we going to the park? She asked. To see your mom, I said. She nodded. Then she tilted her head slightly. And Claire's coming too. Kids rarely ask questions they already know the answer to. Yeah, I said. Maya was quiet for a moment. Then she asked. Are you nervous? About what? About today. I looked at her in the rearview mirror. Why would I be nervous? Maya shrugged. Because sometimes adults get weird when they meet each other. I laughed. She wasn't wrong. The park was bright and warm that afternoon. Kids were running across the playground like tiny hurricanes of energy. Claire stood beside me holding 2 coffees. One for Renee, she said. You didn't have to do that. I know, she said. But it seemed like the right thing. That was Claire too. Thoughtful in ways that made difficult moments softer. We saw Renee walking toward us from the parking lot. Maya ran immediately. Mom! Renee bent down and hugged her tight. For a moment it was just mother and daughter. Then Maya turned. Hi Claire. Claire smiled warmly. Hey, superstar. Renee stepped closer. Claire offered the coffee. I guessed how you take it, she said. Renee accepted it. Thanks. 2 syllables. Polite. Careful. The kind of politeness adults use when they're trying very hard to keep the emotional temperature stable. For 4 years after the divorce, Renee and I had managed something that surprised a lot of people. Peace. Not friendship. But peace. We showed up to school meetings together. Sat on opposite sides of soccer fields. Clapped at the same performances. We built stability for Maya. But this moment was different. Because Claire wasn't just visiting my life anymore. She was becoming part of it. And that changed the emotional geometry of everything. Maya ran back to the swings. But she didn't stay there long. She started swinging slowly. Not high. Just enough to keep moving. Every few seconds she looked back. Watching us. Kids always notice emotional weather before adults do. Renee finally broke the silence. She seems comfortable with you, she said to Claire. Claire nodded. I try not to push. Renee took a sip of coffee. You spend a lot of time together? Mostly homework, Claire said. Sometimes pancakes on Sundays. Renee raised an eyebrow. You make pancakes? Claire laughed softly. I burn pancakes. For the first time that afternoon. Renee smiled. Just a little. Maya suddenly stopped swinging. Then she hopped down and ran toward us. She stopped right in front of the 3 of us. Looked up at Renee. then at Claire, then at me. Her eyebrows narrowed slightly, the way they do when she's trying to understand something. Then she asked the question that froze the entire park. Do you two not like each other?
Not like each other?
3 adults. Silenced by an 8-year-old. Claire blinked. Renee looked surprised. My brain started scrambling for something responsible to say. But Maya wasn't finished. She sighed the way kids do when adults are clearly missing something obvious. Then she said, "You don't have to compete." Renee frowned slightly. Compete? Maya nodded seriously. You're my mom. She pointed at Renee. Then she turned to Claire.
And she's my Claire.
And she's my Claire. Claire's eyes widened a little. Maya looked between them again. Then she added quietly,
People can love
more than one person.
There's room.
She shrugged. There's room. 3 simple words. There's room. For a moment nobody spoke. Not because we didn't want to. Because none of us expected the smallest person there to be the wisest. Renee looked at Claire again. Not cautiously this time. A real look. Then she laughed softly. Well, she said. That was humbling. Claire smiled. Kids are good at that. Maya grinned proudly. I know. Later, Maya ran back to the swings. The 3 of us stood there watching her. The tension from earlier had dissolved. Not dramatically. Just quietly. The way most real healing happens. Renee took another sip of coffee. Then she looked at Claire. She likes people who stay patient with her, she said. Claire nodded. I plan to. Renee gave a small approving nod. That was the closest thing to acceptance anyone needed. A few minutes later Maya ran back from the swings. Did you see my jump? We saw it, Renee said. Claire nodded. Very impressive. Maya beamed. Then she grabbed both their hands. One on each side. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. And in that moment I realized something. Families don't grow because everything is perfect. They grow because someone, sometimes the smallest person in the room, reminds everyone what really matters. Maya didn't see 2 women competing. She just saw 2 people who loved her. And for her, that was enough. If this story moved you even a little, comment, there's room. Because sometimes love doesn't replace people. It simply makes the circle bigger. And sometimes the people who teach us that are only 8 years old. If you enjoy stories about family, second chances, and the quiet moments that change lives, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more emotional storytelling every week. Because the most powerful stories are often the ones that feel a little like our own. Disclaimer. This story is fictional and created for entertainment purposes with the help of AI. Any resemblance to real people or events is purely coincidental. Please make thoughtful decisions in your own life. This story is not professional advice.